If you're like me, you like to take great photos, but sometimes you don't want to carry these big camera systems with you, this might be the right video. Today we're talking about the new Fujifilm XF10. If you want to learn more, keep on watching. Hi everyone, I'm Billy of the Fuji Guys. Today we're talking about the new Fujifilm XF10. This camera is a small, lightweight and compact camera. It only weighs about 280 grams with the battery and a memory card inserted to it. It comes in two colors, the black as well as a gold finish. So the camera uses, of course, a rechargeable lithium battery. It uses the same battery as the older X100 series camera, the NP95, giving you about 330 shots per charge. It's also USB chargeable. So the new Fujifilm XF10 uses an APS-C sensor. It's a 24 megapixel sensor. It uses the same technology as the XA5 as well as the XT100. So you get, it's basically a Bayer sensor filter array that's used on it. The lens that's incorporated is basically equivalent to a 28 millimeter lens. So it's really about 18.5 millimeters. It's a fixed lens camera, so there's no zoom to it, which makes it very pocketable. And if you're just walking around the streets here in Montreal and you want to take some snapshots, this is a great alternative, get you better pictures without having, just to rely on your smartphone. Talking about snapshots, this camera actually has a snapshot mode, makes it very simple to take pictures on the street. If you go into the menu of the camera, you go to the autofocus settings. From there, you can turn on the snapshot mode and choose between 2 meters focus distance or 5 meters focus distance. And depending on that distance, it also sets the aperture accordingly. So at 2 meters, you have f8, and at 5 meters, you have f5.6. And by doing that, you can pretty much have everything in focus within that region, making it easy for you to walk the streets of Montreal to take some great shots, knowing that everything's in focus, and of course, it reduces the shutter lag time that when you take pictures. Like most new digital cameras, of course, this one includes a Bluetooth Wi-Fi capabilities. You can download the free Fujifilm camera remote app, and it allows you to actually control the camera remotely, allowing you to see what's on the camera screen. And you can, of course, adjust things like aperture, shutter speeds, and of course, trigger the shutter release on the camera itself. You can also transfer images very quickly. Now, the Bluetooth facilitates the connection to the camera, and the Wi-Fi is used to quickly transfer images from the camera to your smartphone with very fast speed. Now, of course, one of the nice features I like, of course, is the new Bluetooth remote app. Now, the Bluetooth app itself allows you to trigger the camera and not have to connect to Wi-Fi. So basically, because of the Bluetooth connectivity is always on and connected to this camera, you can just pull out your phone, open up the app, and start triggering the camera. So if you want to put it on a tripod, it makes it very simple to use. A nice feature on this camera, of course, is the control ring. Now, it can be customized to change different settings like film simulations and white balance and ISO, but in its default, it changes depending on the shooting setting you have it. Now, I'm shooting in the SL Plus auto mode, and when I rotate the ring one time, it actually enables the digital teleconverter, and it brings it from a 28 millimeter field of view to 35 millimeter. And it does it digitally, and it gives you still the full resolution. Rotate it one more time, it gets me to 50 millimeters. And again, giving me a much tighter field of view, but of course, you still get that full resolution. Now, the design of the XF10 is quite minimal. On the front of the cam, there's not a whole lot of things you can see. Of course, you got the built-in flash, you got the AF assist lamp, and of course, the control ring. On the back of the camera, you have basically an LCD screen, and they made away with the directional pad. So now you have just the autofocus joystick, and you got your menu OK, display back button, your playback button, and your Q button, and a couple of function button options for you. Now, the screen itself is a touch LCD screen, so just like your smartphone, you're able to pinch and zoom. You can swipe between images, and double tap gets you into an image, double tap gets you back out of that image. As well, when you're in the shooting mode, you can set it up to lock focus if you wanted to. You can drag the autofocus where you like, as well as you can do touch to shoot, meaning you can just tap on the screen and it will focus and shoot right away on that subject. On the top of the camera, you have the mode dial controls. You can change it from the scene recognition plus auto mode to things like aperture, shutter priority, as well as full manual controls. You also got your shutter release button on the top with a new dial around it, which allows you to adjust things like the aperture or the shutter speed depending on the mode that you're shooting at. You also got this little secondary command dial, which of course adjusts things like the exposure compensation and of course allows you to navigate and change some of the menu options from that as well. Now if you like shooting with advanced filters, there's actually two new filters that's incorporated to this camera. There's Rich and Fine, which is great for things like food photography, which kind of focuses on the center, gives you higher saturation. And of course, this new monochrome option that gives you more like a infrared-like look to it, so that you have this blooming effect, which is kind of cool. There's also some film simulation options that are available in most of the Fuji cameras. I like things like classic chrome, as well as shooting in ASTIA mode, as well as, of course, some of our most popular film simulation options that are built in. There's a lot of functions that mirror the XA5 and the XT100. You got things like 4K burst mode, as well as 4K focus, multi-focus, which allows you to take multiple shots automatically and get more depth of field in the picture. Really great if you want to do product shots or food photography and you want, again, everything in focus. In addition to that, what I really like, of course, is that this camera, because it's a fixed lens, it does have a leaf shutter. That means I can shoot at very fast shutter speeds and be able to sync with the flash at the very fast shutter speeds. Of course, the camera offers video as well. There is 4K recording, but it's 15 frames per second, so it's not the most useful function. But there is Full HD at 60 frames per second, making it very good for doing things like slow motion if you want to slow your video down. It is super lightweight, this camera, so for vlogging, the built-in mic is great. There's also an external mic option that you can use to get better audio if you wanted to do that. So we're at the Old Port in Montreal. Great little city to walk around, take some great snapshots. There's a lot of architecture, a lot of street photography that's happening. And we're very close to where all the boats are as well. In addition to that, when you have a scene like this, you can capture everything. This camera does have a nice panoramic mode on the dial on the top. Just switch it to that, and it gives you a nice long sweep panoramic, just like your smartphone, but of higher quality because it's using an APS-C size sensor. So again, you can shoot at different ratios on the camera. You got 3:2, you got 16:9, you got 1:1. The great thing with 1:1 is that, of course, it's perfect for the SP3 shared printer. I'm going to connect to it right now and make a print. It's great that way. In playback, I'm going to just go and select the Instack print option. From there, it's going to automatically connect. Once it's connected, I can push OK, and it's going to start printing my picture on the spot. And this is great if you're doing even street photography, because when you're taking a picture of somebody, you can actually give them a physical print right there and then. I had a great time filming this video today in Montreal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well, the new Fujifilm XF10. Again, I'm filming in a portrait orientation, which is perfect for IGTV, easy to post, of course. If you want to learn more about this and other Fujifilm products, again, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Until next time, I'm Billy of the Fuji Guys.